All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. We are doing a viewer request here looking at COEP, and then I'm adding VERU because they're both kind of in the healthcare world. So, look, I've often said that I actually personally very much stay away from anything therapeutics, anything in the healthcare sector, biotech. I mean, I'm very much aware that a simple thumbs up or a thumbs down from the FDA or any other government agency will just move price so much quicker than my lines will help me anticipate. And honestly, I don't know if that's what happened right here. Obviously, something huge happened a couple days ago, right? I have no idea, but I have to believe it has something to do with that. And again, that's why I stay away from these, excuse me. That said, look, with the viewer request, I'm telling you, send me anything you want, whether it's a penny stock with crazy low volume, whether it's an ETF, a major blue chip, anything in between. I'm more than happy to give you my opinion. I'd love to. And really, you might be adding a new ticker to my personal watch list, okay? Just in case you're new, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up. We have our 5 moving averages. This is the first time I'm covering this stock, so we will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like and subscribe, it does really well with the YouTube algorithms. But even if you don't, just thank you so much for being here, okay? There are so many better things you could be doing right now, and I'm glad you're here, okay? And look, I am not perfect. I am not all-knowing. If you have other opinions than what I'm providing you here, throw them in the comments. I'm not here to hate or anything like that. And yeah, you might end up swaying and helping me. So nothing's financial advice. We are simply educated people helping each other out, okay? So let's get into it. And again, I actually don't know anything about this stock. So what I always do is I zoom out. All right. Let me at least, oh man, this is not that old a stock. Is there anything actually about, yeah, this is, interesting. I don't know what happened here. There's obviously some stuff. Maybe it's SPAC'd or something. I don't know. Let me just go to the monthly. That's interesting. Okay, I don't know. It looks like the ticker's been alive for a while, but again, I'm not here to care about anything like that. Let's just at least care about what we can see. Look, on the daily, if this thing can break the moving averages, if this thing can go above the 8 and the 20, it kills it. And it's actually done a decent job of riding moving averages. There's so much happening that as I scroll, it gets crazy. Let me back it up because yeah, this is okay. This is an interesting chart. Let me take a second real quick. There are a bunch. I'm zooming just to make it okay. I hate a stock that has these dashes on the minute. You can see for sure there was zero doubt if it was on the daily, it's going to be on the minute. I don't think I've ever seen a chart that actually has that on the daily. Okay, so this is super, and again, I think it goes back to my early surprise of why is there actually look, again, you can see there was some sort of movement, and again, I only see 2 decimals, so all I'm really trying to do is gauge some history, right? And historically, this is a weird chart. I'm in 2022 right now, right? You can see we still have the dashes through 21. We're now coming into last year. Man, even last year, in summer of last year, man, we've had September of last year, we've had some dashes on the daily. Okay, things have gotten interesting since October. Okay, all right, I'm going to only really look at October onward. And when I say interesting, what does that mean? Look, again, you can see there was a dash on that day. There was a dash on, this is a daily chart. There's not even a wick. Unless the stock was halted on those days, pending an announcement or an FDA approval, there's no reason you should ever see dashes on a daily. Blowing my mind right now. I'm telling you, right? Jesus. But again, coming into October, it looks like the dashes go away. We're now seeing either better dojis, where you actually see some movement, or fuller candles, okay? So That's a really, really interesting. I'm going to zoom out and look at this chart. I was obviously not expecting it when I turned this video on, and yeah, you could tell I do not practice these. This is for real, as natural as I can get here. Okay, couple things. Look, first and foremost, Jesus. All right, this is a joke I love saying, but it's so true. Like, I'm a married man. Okay, there's only so much sexy I'm allowed before she'll like cut him off, and like this red, 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 red. Jesus, all the way to 10. Man, that's lovely. And actually, it was pretty much all the way from 1, right? So there's a lot of pain. There was a good little recovery, so I'm going to say that this has been taken care of. But yeah, we have not cracked the Matterhorn at all, right? And you should already know, I don't care about this stock until we get over the 200 moving average. 210 is the money line. I'm going to set the alert at 211. Man, after 211, this bad boy could get silly. I can for sure seeing it run to here, right? Top of that guy, that's 3 something. Jesus, going from 2 to 3 is a beautiful thing. If this breaks, we're riding the Matterhorn. And again, in my sincere opinion, I don't think anything outside of October matters. I really think that's a really, really sketchy historical chart. And I don't have too many lines I would want to draw. And really, there's actually not that many lines that would come from it anyways, right? There's obviously a couple maybe like here and like maybe here, but end of the day, I really don't like a lot of this because yeah, it just doesn't seem consistent enough. And let's drastically look at something, okay? Again, I have no idea. This volume stuff just makes so little sense to me, right? But yeah, crazy sell-offs. I mean, such minimal. Like, what is the volume at? Volume's at 5,000 shares traded, 5K, 800, 1,000, like literally, like this was just some person going in and making a trade and calling it a day, right? Like none of that was real. Excuse me. As we get closer, sorry, oh, I'm already there, sorry. As we start getting closer to that October time, you can see we're at least getting a couple more candles. And again, as you zoom in just a little bit more where we were, let's even pass October. Man, it's barely happening. But yeah, at least the 50 moving average line is kind of starting to come up a little bit. But man, this is a super shady chart, all right? I would not touch this thing anywhere under the 200. And just immediately where are we at? Look, we gap over some lines. We definitely hit this blue line that we haven't gotten over in a while, the 100 moving average. We didn't get over it, right? So we obviously don't close these wicks. Man, I hope no one bought right here. It's not that much of a loss, but still. Tries to open above the line. Definitely wicks well above it too. Easy ways to fake you out. But yeah, end of the day, like I normally would draw a line right here, right? Like this is for sure a very reasonable line you can make and consider as an entry point. Excuse me, this actually is as well. This is the last kind of big candle to the left, though it really isn't in some ways. It's at least the last like plateau, right? I would say maybe again this one, but at that point you're already at the 200 moving average, right? I liked my alert. That's really the only place I touch it. Even you can even set it at 250 if you want to like kind of go a little higher of a risk tolerance than me, but yeah, I think over the 2 there's not too much more to say. I'm really, man, yeah, look at that weekly. It's a real interesting weekly. This has, yeah, look at that. 220, 230 has 2 lines right there, right? So maybe worth, oh, nice. 221. I think I set my alert at 221 or 222. I don't remember, but cool. I like that. That's definitely the number to care about. I think anything under that, this is just way too shady a stock. So would not be surprised if it comes back to like 150 or 155. Yeah, I think that's it. Spent a lot more time on this stock than I really expected. There's sadly not a lot to talk about VERU. Look, I try to be impartial when I do my videos. I sincerely used to love VERU so much. I think as much as people really love Mullen and whatever other like I had a good, I made a lot of money on VERU. VERU was like the first stock. Man, I don't even think it was it this one? I don't remember. It might have been this one. Veru has done me well financially, and I loved the story. They were focused on men's prostate health. Look, I'm a guy. Someone's eventually gonna have to put some fingers up there to test it, right? I would have loved them to come out with a better test than that or whatever. Like, I loved the story. Honestly, someone that I know, someone close to me, had prostate cancer. Knock on wood, survived. I still see him at like when I go to the office and stuff. But yeah, it was a very, very beautiful story and a very, very beautiful cause, and well worth taking my money so that they can use that stock money funds to like better their tests and stuff. And they've dropped good earnings. Like, I'm telling you, they've dropped good guidance. And I can't believe they're this low. I have not lost any money here because, again, as much as I love it, all that stuff I said I passionately meant, I'm not going to keep my money in a stock that's been doing nothing but trading under the 820, right? Like, it's been a while since they've held the lines and rode it. It wasn't this pop. It was for sure this pop. For sure, for sure. I remember when the like 20 moments came, and really, I think a lot of this is when they became more of a COVID stock than a men's health and a men's prostate stock. But yeah, it never did the Moderna COVID run. I think that some might have expected. In a lot of ways, I think that just distracted a lot. Way more fundamental than I ever talk about any stock. All right, and again, I do have a special place in my heart for this stock. But end of the day, these two lines matter way more than your passion and your opinions, right? So I'm probably gonna like tag Mullen on this. I don't think a lot of Mullen fans are gonna watch this, but yeah, I promise you, if there's ever been a stock I would have loved to average down on, honestly, it probably would have been this. But why? I can do so much more with my money and stuff like that, right? So this is a little less a technical on Veru because, again, bad things happen under the 8 and the 20. There's not much I have to say. The weekly has to look even worse, right? Look at that shit. Like, come on. This is more about not being a fanboy and a passionate trader, all right? You need to be as impartial as these robots, you know what I mean? Like BlackRock's Aladdin, it don't give a shit about what Veru does and stuff like that. Sorry to curse. I really do my best not to, right? But yeah, just learn from me on this chart. Again, knock on wood, man. I'd not lose any money, and I'm so confident saying that. I really, really am. But it's I think reasons and the explanations that I gave are why people fall in that trap. And man, these lines help you like stay impartial despite how much like emotion you can tell were behind all those words. So bunch more info than I normally do, but hey, I do hope that that you gain something from this. So I appreciate your time for sure.